The Great Wall of China is the collective name of a series of fortification systems generally built across the historical northern borders of China to protect and consolidate territories of Chinese states and empires against various nomadic groups of the steppe and their polities. Several walls were being built from as early as the 7th century BC by ancient Chinese states. Selective stretches were later joined together by Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. Little of the Qin Wall remains. Later on, many successive dynasties have built and maintained multiple stretches of border walls. The most well-known sections of the wall were built by the Ming Dynasty. Apart from defense, other purposes of the Great Wall have included border controls, allowing the imposition of duties on goods transported along the Silk Road, regulation or encouragement of trade, and the control of immigration and emigration. Furthermore, the defensive characteristics of the Great Wall were enhanced by the construction of watchtowers, troop barracks, garrison stations, signaling capabilities through the means of smoke or fire, and the fact that the path of the Great Wall also served as a transportation corridor. The frontier walls built by different dynasties have multiple courses. Collectively, they stretch from Liaodong in the east to Lop Lake in the west, from the present-day Sino-Russian border in the north to Tel River in the south, along an arc that roughly delineates the edge of Mongolian steppe. A comprehensive archaeological survey, using advanced technologies, has concluded that the walls built by the Ming Dynasty measure 8,850 kilometers. This is made up of 6,259 kilometers sections of actual wall, 359 kilometers of trenches, and 2,232 kilometers of natural defensive barriers such as hills and rivers. Another archaeological survey found that the entire wall with all of its branches measures out to be 21,196 kilometers. Today, the defensive system of the Great Wall is generally recognized as one of the most impressive architectural feats in history. In Chinese histories, the term Long Wall appears in Simonton's records of the Grand Historian, where it referred both to the separate Great Walls built between and north of the warring states and to the more unified construction of the first emperor. The Chinese character, meaning city or fortress, is a phono-semantic compound of the Earth radical and phonetic, whose Old Chinese pronunciation has been reconstructed as de. It originally referred to the rampart which surrounded traditional Chinese cities and was used by extension for these walls around their respective states. Today, however, it is much more often the Chinese word for city. The longer Chinese name 10,000-mile long wall came from Simonton's description of it in the records, though he did not name the walls as such. The AD 493 Book of Song quotes the frontier general Tandaoji referring to the long wall of 10,000 miles, closer to the modern name, but the name rarely features in pre-modern times otherwise. The traditional Chinese mile was an often irregular distance that was intended to show the length of a standard village and varied with terrain, but was usually standardized at distances around a third of an English mile. Since China's metrication in 1930, it has been exactly equivalent to 500 meters or 1,600 feet, which would make the wall's name describe a distance of 5,000 kilometers. However, this use of 10,000 is figurative in a similar manner to the Greek and English myriad and simply means innumerable, or immeasurable.
If you want to watch videos like this, subscribe to my channel.